I feel like so much has happened since the last time we played this game. Welcome back to Sonic Unleashed, everybody. Today we are we're going back to Alaska to finish up what we were working on last time. Hopefully good video, audio quality. Uh, oh, the test showed up, but it's kind of cut off, the test text. Let's see, I gotta fix that. Let's maybe move that over a smidge, just so that people can see. I think let's do a test 2. Test 2, perhaps? Very professional doing testing on live public stream, but that's okay. Because what is life if not a series of unprofessionalism? What is professionalism, honestly? Okay, that kind of worked. The latest text shows up on top of my head. I guess I can move my face down a little bit. How do I... There we go. You don't need to see that much of my face. So we're back at it. The video should look a little better this week. The video quality. Shoutouts to Tutor Leany for providing me some good tips on that. For those of you who have been checking out the channel or seeing what I've been up to, I was on Palu and Sora's channel yesterday. I don't recommend my viewers go over there because it's not very family friendly, but I had fun hanging out with the game statistic and company, watching all his AI generated videos. It's fun stuff. If we do share any of the same viewers, hopefully they enjoyed too. But if not, that's okay too. So, Sonic Unleashed is a game. I do like, I said this before and I'll say it again, I like how fast the werehog is in the standard definition version of this game. Whoa, that was loud. Compared to the HD version of the game, because in the HD version of the game, the werehog feels really sluggish and hard to control. But in the HD version, he is much quicker on his feet, like particularly when you're dashing. Like he can go pretty fast. He almost goes as fast as the basic running speed in like maybe the Sonic Adventure games. I don't know, not quite that fast, but a lot faster than how he runs in the HD version of Sonic Unleashed. I like how the little shadow guys that you beat up, I don't know what they're called, like Gaia spirits or whatever. I like how they sound like meowing cats for some reason. What is there to say about this level? Let's look at that background for a sec. Aurora Borealis, right here in Alaska. We got some ice. Some of the ice you can beat up, but not this ice. This ice is impenetrable? Is that the word? Cannot be penetrated? He's got a pretty high double jump in this version of the game, too. I feel like his double jump wasn't quite that high in the HD version of this game. But we'll find that out for sure when we play the HD version of this game in like a year. Because it's going to take us a real long time to get through all the games we have on our backlog at the moment. Our streaming backlog. Yep. It's interesting. I wonder how they came up with the stretchy arms for the werehog. Why stretchy arms? Looks great. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you confirming that. I was a little worried, but I'm glad everything turned out. I saw you were playing Rocket League earlier. How was that going? Appreciate you taking a break from that to help out with the stream. You play a lot of Rocket League? I thought that game was fun, but it's hard for me to get into like long-term multiplayer games that aren't MMOs, that don't have like a persistent world. Terrible game, really? Like that game, you mean the game that you were playing specifically, or just the Rocket League in general? I don't know how much Rocket League you've played. I'm assuming you mean just the specific match that you were in. I was at one point like top 3, 4% in the game, not fun anymore. Oh, did they like patch it and ruin it, or what happened? Why isn't it fun anymore? Because I remember it being pretty fun in the game. Or pretty fun back in the day. Only fun to play with friends in real life. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That's how I played it. I think we played split screen co-op back in the day when it first came out. Like, gosh, that game's like, what, 10 years old now? At least 10 years old now, isn't it? It's hard to believe. The only problem with playing that one, like real life split screen, is that the font is so small. It's so hard to read anything on the screen if you ever have to read the text. Epic Games has run it to the ground. Oh, really? That's a shame. Did you see that, like, I saw at the Game Awards or something, or whatever the last big gaming event was, there's like Rocket League in Fortnite now, which looks very silly. It's still really fun, but I can't play it solo anymore. Yeah, that's annoying. What's the general consensus on Epic Games? Are they a bad company? Like, I remember when it was really popular to hate on EA games, but now I feel like I'm kind of out of the loop as far as like the big AAA developers go. Like, I follow Nintendo and Sega and a little bit of Square Enix, and that's about it. Don't get me started on Rocket Racing. Is that the Fortnite one? Because it sounded very silly, and in theory, it sounds kind of terrible, but I don't want to judge it before playing it. Hello. Hi, Ryan. Glad you could make it despite this being on a Sunday. Sorry I couldn't stream yesterday, but I did stream yesterday just on a different channel. It was a very long 6-hour stream where I had to sit through 6 hours of AI generated nonsense, but it was fun. Me and Paulo and Sora had a good time. They haven't added meaningful content to the game in like 4 years, and they removed player trading. What? Is that because they want to like people to exclusively buy from their cash shop? That's really annoying. I'm sorry. What kind of meaningful content were they adding to the game? Like, when I last played it, because I played it in the very beginning, right? And I think only on PS4. Or was it first on PS3 or PS4? Like, it's been so long, I can't even remember. And back then, it was like, there were like 5 maps or something, and like a few vehicle parts you could get. Like, I don't remember there being much content in it at all back then. And so that's partly why I only played it for like, I don't know, I probably have a total of 5 to 10 hours in that game. They are kind of getting into the esports scene. I thought they were in the esports scene. I went to one of those DreamHack esports events, like last year. They had one in San Diego that I went to, and I remember they were playing Rocket League there, and that was actually really fun to watch. But that's compared to like the other games they had there. Like, I'm not big on esports, so like the only 2 games I had a lot of fun watching there were Rocket League and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, because I'm not big on fighting games, but I felt like those 2 games were fun to watch. Last video was more adult than your original public domain kid-friendly videos. Oh, the AI code one. Yeah, I try not to do super adult games on my channel, but that demo was really interesting. And I just really felt like I wanted to talk about it. Um, like, and this is coming from someone like my favorite Square Enix game is probably Kingdom Hearts, which is very kid friendly, I'd say. And it really is a lot like kid friendly, despite having some like more adult and graphic imagery. Like AI code looks a lot like Kingdom Hearts. I am super interested by it. Now you're back with your kid friendly videos. Yeah, yeah, I try to stick to these. Gutting. They're firing people and lowering the prize pool. Man, it's going around everywhere. Like every single day, it seems like I see this comp so and so has laid off 200 workers. So this gaming company has laid off 500 workers. It's crazy. Like, and I don't think I'm more. I'm obviously more involved in the gaming industry. Like I keep way more tabs on that than I do the rest of the economy in general. But it really seems like I don't know. I don't know if it's just the gaming industry or what, but both these gaming companies are laying off a tons of people and the economy in general just is it's not great right now. I have like zero game audio. Oh, let me turn that up a bit. Sorry, I try to have the game audio pretty low. Because like I'm more interested when I listen to streams, I'm more interested in what the commentator's saying. But yeah, we should have a little bit of audio. Hopefully it's a little better now. Let me know if it's not. Did you watch Cartoon Planet back in the day, or the reboot with Brack and Zorak? I don't know what either of those things are. Cartoon Planet. I watched a little bit. You mean Captain Planet? Um, is that the show that Space Ghost was originally on? I watched a little bit of Space Ghost Coast to Coast back when it was on Adult Swim. But I was also like, what, 7 years old when that show was airing, so I didn't watch much of it. Um, Wait, no, Captain Planet is the show with the environmental guy, right? Like Captain Planet, Cartoon Planet. No, I've never heard of it. But when you said Bracken, I just thought of Space Ghost. I have no idea what Cartoon Planet is. Let me Google it because now you got me curious. Not talking to you, Google. Let's see here. Cartoon Planet. American television programming block. Oh, it was like a... What? So it had... Okay, it originally ran from night... Hold on, I'm going to pull this up on the stream. See, this is the only problem with doing the window capture. So I probably should have made a display capture, like, ready to go. Oop, oh, hold on. I want to not lose everything. This is night and day from last week, man. Okay, that's good. You gotta lie about your YouTube settings to get better video. I mean, at least at least you don't have to pay for it. You're saying you have to pay for it on Switch, right? I mean, not on Switch, on Twitch. At least it's free on YouTube. I mean, it's not ideal, but hold on. Window capture needs to go below the webcam, but above. Okay, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. So Cartoon Planet, American television block that originally ran from 1995 to 1998 and 2012 to 2014. So I didn't watch Cartoon Network in 2014, but I did watch it back in, I don't know why this says 2012. I did watch Cartoon Network back in 98. So like I'm very familiar with these cartoons. I'm a little familiar with these guys just from Space Ghost. And I'm familiar with Kids Next Door, Billy and Mandy, and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, but not with these other ones. Okay, back to the game. Hold on. Want to hide the display capture. There we go. It had Hanna-Barbera cartoons reruns back then. Now it's returning cartoons. Cartoons! I miss the bumpers. They had such good bumpers back then on Cartoon Network. Man, I'm like torn on the direction I want to go for my channel, honestly. Because I did have fun with that public domain video, and I do like talking about 90s cartoons, but I feel like I just have so much more to say about video games. Like, specifically Sonic and Pokemon. I put a different scene with the screen on a button for Stream Deck. Yeah, I need to do that. I just should probably set it up beforehand and not do it like live on stream, but we'll get there. We'll get there. What's your favorite cartoon, Ryan? Both classic and modern cartoons. I wouldn't mind talking about that for a bit. I think 90s cartoons are always fun to talk about, even if we are here to play Sonic Unleashed. Who cares about it? We've talked enough about Sonic Unleashed. I think we're like, what, 8 or 9 hours into this game now? So let's talk about something different for a change. Why not? Ed, Edd n Eddy. And The Amazing World of Gumball. Courage the Cowardly Dog. You got a lot of them, huh? I liked Ed. Ooh. I liked Ed, Edd n Eddy and Courage, but I was more of a Nickelodeon kid, personally. Oops. No! Dang it. Dang it. I liked how Ed, Edd n Eddy would, like, break the fourth wall. And, like, I don't know. They were I feel like they did a middle ground. Like, they kind of had some of the more adult topics and themes of a show like Ren and Stimpy, but they were still silly and kid-like a show like SpongeBob, but not too silly and kid-like. Like, Ed, Edd n Eddy was a good middle ground show. And Courage was weird. It was very creative. I liked how creative and interesting it was. No. Oh, we were so close. The goal ring was right there. It was right there. Gosh darn it. But I feel like Courage didn't have the kind of jokes, like the highs that some other cartoons from back then had. Favorite Nickelodeon show will always be SpongeBob, but Ren and Stimpy was good. Yeah, I think my favorite Nickelodeon show is SpongeBob too. Ren and Stimpy was... That's another one where, like, it was really cool and interesting what they were going for. Like, what with the crazy animation style and the, like, really boundary pushing themes. Like, as far as what a kid's show can do. Like, some of the stuff they did in there was very adult, very strange. What level were we playing? Gaia Gate? Is that where we want to go? But SpongeBob is just so classic. It's so good. I didn't know there were platforming Werehog levels. I think you platform in most of the Werehog levels. Like, the majority of it is combat, but most of them have at least a little bit of platforming in them. Like, unfortunately, to an annoying degree. I wish it wasn't so much platforming. I also wish they, like... I hate the live system in this game. I can see why they got rid of lives in most games, and I'm really glad they have, because it doesn't add anything to the game. It just makes you replay annoying sections over and over again, and there's no fun in that. Powerpuff Girls is another series I love. Oh, dude. I forget the guy who made Powerpuff Girls. I forget his name, but Dexter's Lab is one of my favorite Cartoon Network cartoons. I Am Weasel and Cow and Chicken are too underrated. You think so? I feel like they have just the right amount of like people talking about them, because they were like I feel like they were Cartoon Network's answer to Ren and Stimpy, Just this really weird, like boundary pushing show that was creative and had some funny jokes and weird imagery and stuff, but it got a little too weird for me at times. Cow and Chicken had good chemistry, I guess. Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi is another series that is way too underrated. Again, I liked what they were going for. It was cool finally seeing like some acknowledgement of like, because anime was super niche back then. So it was nice seeing like some acknowledgement of more Japanese style cartoons, or at least Japanese pop bands. But as far as the show, I didn't feel like it had very good jokes. The art was just kind of mid. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of that show. But then again, I've only seen like a few episodes of it. I didn't give it that much of a chance back in the day. Like I said, I was definitely more of a Nickelodeon kid. Watched so much SpongeBob and Angry Beavers and Rocko's Modern Life and Cat Dog, which most of those haven't held up very well. Oh, Rugrats. Rugrats and SpongeBob were like top tier for me. And I feel like those both held up really well too, as opposed to some of those other shows that have not held up well at all. I feel like I'm the only person that reminded of that. Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi? Yeah, there's some shows like that. Like, I feel like I'm the only one that remembers the Weekenders. Like, dude, if you haven't watched some of the classic Disney, like Toon Disney cartoons, those were the best. Darkwing Duck, DuckTales. The Weekenders was my favorite. Pepper Ann was really good. What were some other ones? Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, the cartoon, was on Toon Disney for a while. That was fun, at least here in America. I think the Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi joke were way funnier than Ren and Stimpy jokes. Yeah, I'd have to watch the two back to back. I haven't seen either of them in so long. Like, I can't really rate them side by side. Just from my memory, I maybe liked Ren and Stimpy a little more, but it's been so long. I'd really have to rewatch them. I wish you could, I wish it wasn't like copyright, like bad copyright to stream cartoons and shows and stuff, because I would love to do a stream of that and like just talk about cartoons with people, but can't do that unfortunately, which is like weird, right? Double standards. Hey Devin, how's it going? How you doing tonight? Want to talk about cartoons with us while playing Sonic? Which is better, Beavis and Butthead or Ren and Stimpy? Oh dude, I never got Beavis and Butthead. Like, the whole cartoon is just look at that lady. She's really hot. Yeah, hot. It's like the whole joke. Every single episode. I do not get it. Have you played Super Lucky's Tale? I haven't played it, but I've heard of it and I want to play it eventually. The reason I haven't played it is because oh no, dang it. It got kind of getting like really mediocre reviews when that came out, because I was excited for it because I love 3D platformers, especially like retro inspired ones. But I heard it was just kind of decent, like very middle ground. Have you played it? If you did, what'd you think of it? Because if you thought it was good, like, I'd be down to try it. I think also, like, is it on Steam? I remember it was originally on Xbox. Oh, no, dang it. It was originally on Xbox, right? You played it? New in this case. Yeah, it was originally on Xbox and then didn't it get a Switch release? How was it? Is that any good? Okay, do not want to get frozen by that guy. Gotta be careful not to fall off here. That was from Sonic 06, wasn't it? That line? Don't freeze me. Don't freeze me. Don't freeze me, bro. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Ha! We made it. We made it. Cool. So glad I'm done with that level. It was good. I got all the clovers. Yeah? Does that mean you 100? Does that mean you 100%ed the game? If so, good job. That's awesome. How would you compare it to other 3D platformers? Because, like, I don't doubt you that it's good, and I will try it eventually, but it didn't look even as good as, like it definitely didn't look as good as, like, a Hat in Time or Mario Odyssey or most Sonic games, but maybe it. I wasn't a big fan of Banjo Kazooie back in the day, so maybe it's better than or the same as like Banjo Kazooie. I'd be interested to. Oh, and that's what I was gonna say too. Does it have a Steam release? Because I wouldn't want to get it full price. I'd want to get it on sale. It seems like Steam games go on sale a lot more often than Switch games. So like if I buy the game, I'd prefer to get it like as at low a price as possible since I don't have any money. I think that Beavis impression was amazing. Can you do it again? Uh I don't know what to say. Hey Beavis. Or that one's Butthead, right? Hey wait, hey Beavis. Do you do you think Ryan's a cool guy? I don't know, Butthead. What do you think? What do you think about Ryan? I think isn't there like a gag where he like puts his shirt over his head? I think Ryan's a cool guy. How were the Sonic Advance games? I love the Sonic Advance games, dude. Like they have some problems, like every Sonic, like every game, they have their problems. The biggest problem with the Sonic Advance trilogy is that it's such a small screen. It can be really hard to tell what's ahead of you at times. But thankfully, the way Sonic games work, like as long as you have a ring, it doesn't matter how many times you run into stuff. Um, you just pick up another ring and you're good to go. But like the high speed sections in Sonic Advance 2 in particular are so good. Like I'd highly recommend trying them out if you haven't yet. They're like, and I can't say they're better or worse than. Oops. Oh, I'm so glad that wasn't a death pit. I can't say they're any better or worse than like the original Sonic trilogy. It's just definitely a different style because they focus a lot more on speed than the original Sonic trilogy, which was just more of like managing your momentum with your speed. But like when you go super fast in the Sonic Advance games, it's a lot of fun. I'm a pretty big fan. Mike Judge is going to see this video and love it. Who's Mike Judge? Is that the guy who made Beavis and Butthead? The name sounds familiar. What about Sonic 1 GPA port? Don't play that. I haven't played that one, but I hear that one is absolutely terrible. Again, because of the screen crunch thing. Like that game was not designed for that size screen at all. So, and I heard it's laggy too. It's like not only do you have the terrible screen crunch, but like you have a game that's supposed to be a fast Sonic game being super slow, which is not a good time at all. Mike Judge is the creator of Beavis and Butthead. Okay, I was right. That's why that name sounded familiar. I don't think he's gonna see this, but if he did, that would be fantastic. Does he voice the characters too? Is it like a Seth MacFarlane situation where he voices like half the characters in the show? Hey Beavis, what do you think about Sonic? Now I'm like drifting into like an Oni or like one of those YouTube guy impressions. What do you think about Sonic Unleashed, Beavis? Sonic Unleashed. More like Blonic Bableashed. It's so hard to be funny on the spot. I don't know how stand-up comedians do it. Even even when you plan it ahead of time, it's so hard to be funny. It's so hard to be creative in general, right? Like if I didn't have anyone watching this stream right now, I would have no idea what to talk about. I don't know how people just are creative in general. I feel like when I was a little kid, I had so much creativity, and then the older I got, it just all disappeared because I got to be a cynical old man that like has no creativity or imagination anymore. But I admire so much the people that have that creativity bone. Like I was telling Palu and Sora yesterday, like the fact that he's able to make this, even though his show is like AI generated, like the script isn't. He made that script like for the entire show from scratch, and he is so creative. As soon as Ren, Snippy, and Beavis and Butthead hit public domain, people are gonna go crazy with them. Horror movies and crossover more. Yes, Mike Judge does Beavis and Butthead. Dude, that's why I made that public domain video. Like, you can say that about literally anything. The second anything hits public domain, people are gonna go nuts with it. People are still making Winnie the Pooh horror movies. I just saw a trailer for one like a week ago, and I don't get why. It's so stupid. Well, I do get why. It's because it's a really like widely recognizable, well-known brand. So like it's really easy for them to cash in on that. So it makes sense in that regard. It's just I wish they would be a little more creative with it. Like at least Steamboat Willie, some people are trying to make some really creative and interesting things with it. But yeah, when everything else hits public domain, like I am really excited. Like it's going to be a wild future that we live in. And I feel like we were all born at just the right time for this wacky post-apocalyptic robotic AI public domain future we're going to be living in 50 to 100 years. It's going to be great. It's going to be terrible, but it's also going to be great. I'm trying to be more optimistic about it. Think about all the good things that will come out of it. What Sonic 1 ROM hacks have you played or heard of? One of them I played was Sonic MT.bin, and it was a pretty interesting ROM hack. Yeah, what was that one? I've never heard of that one. I haven't played that many. I've, like, off the top of my head, there was one, like, it's mainly the character hacks that I've played, right? So I remember one where you can play as Amy Rose, and she has like some hammer attacks that was kind of interesting. But off the top of my head, the most interesting one that I've played was Kirby in Sonic the Hedgehog. And that was a lot of fun because you could like suck up rings and like fly around. That was kind of fun. There's one that's like Fat Sonic where you like, the more rings you pick up, the fatter Sonic gets. That was a very silly silly mod. That one was kind of funny though. Those are the only two or three I can remember off the top of my head. Have you played Rubber Hose Rampage? It's Cuphead but Mickey Mouse. No. Cuphead but Mickey Mouse? I haven't even heard of that. Hold up. Let's get the window capture back up for a sec. I'm gonna look this up. Rubber Hose Rampage? What? Hold on. Gotta get the display capture up. There we go. Let's take a look at this real quick. I just want gameplay. How do we get gameplay? Hold on. YouTube.com. I wish this didn't take so long to load. I don't know why my internet is so bad. Rubber Hose Rampage. Yeah, because you got me curious. I said this, I think, on the last stream. I liked the platforming sections in Cuphead, but I wasn't a huge fan of the bosses, even though that was like 90% of the game. Whoa. Sorry about that. Oh, this is interesting. It looks really bad. It looks horribly animated. Like, Mickey moves at like 5 frames per second. It's like really choppy. Like these assets look like they're straight out of Game Maker. The bosses look all right. They look decently animated. It's funny that the players look so bad. I don't know why. Does it play good? Oh, and it's coming out on Switch and Xbox and PlayStation too? Seriously? That's weird. That is very strange to me. Spring 2024. So like, is the demo out yet? Looks like it's not out yet from what I'm seeing. Can you have Beavis and Butthead read this question? What's the what? What's the question? The the more you the more you watch, the better you remember. Reddit Stippy hides their adult jokes. You just do adult jokes. Oh, watch Hi Hi Puffy Abby Yooby. I don't know which part is supposed to be Beavis and which part is supposed to be Butthead. I'll just do the same thing in the other voice, and then you can splice them together in Audacity. The more you watch, the better you remember. Ren and Stimpy hides their adult jokes. You do adult jokes. Oh, watch Hi Hi Puffy on me. It's pretty bad, and you can't beat it. Yeah, it looks pretty bad. Is it even out? Is it like an early access or something? Head to Spagonia. Oops, did not want to do that. That was wrong. Really got to pay more attention to the game and stop talking about Beavis and Butthead. Okay, go back. I gotta like... My webcam is so grainy. Be nice if I could fix that. Be nice if I could just have more money and get a better webcam. Head to Spagonia to see the professor. Okay, I can do that. I'm so glad the game tells you where to go, because I would have no idea what I'm doing otherwise. Sonic, it's good to have you back. I've been so busy, I'm not even had time for cucumber sandwiches. So I'll get right to the point. Your destination is the Holaska. Get to it, Sonic, my boy. You're such a busy guy, we haven't had any quality time together. The boss's attacks are unfairly aligned with each other, and sometimes you can dodge them most of the time. Most of them you are forced to get hit, and the game wants you to die like a billion times. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. It looked not that great. Unless you, like, hack the game. Is it moddable? Like, it said coming in spring 2024. We're not even in spring yet. Like... I don't know. It's probably very unfinished, I would imagine, right? Central bonfire. Every time I go to this menu and look at the different places you can go to in the hub maps, it makes me miss the hub worlds from the HD version of this game. They were so chill, just like hanging out in Alaska, just like walking around, no pressure. Especially like as daytime Sonic, because I kind of hate the werehog. I want an Amy voice mod in Sonic Frontiers. An Amy voice mod? Oh. Yeah. I said in my, I think in my Sonic Frontiers video that I'm not a big fan of the current voice for Amy. So I would definitely prefer any of the previous Amy voices over her current one. Flebens hacked the game to beat it. That's so... Why would you even bother? Was there really that high of a demand for people to watch him play Mickey Mouse Cuphead? I mean, maybe if he's an exclusive... I don't know who Flem Bonds is. I don't know if that's a guy or a girl, but maybe they're like an exclusively Cuphead and Mickey Mouse streamer. Then I could see maybe there being a demand for that. But the only Mickey Mouse game I care about is Kingdom Hearts. Look at that. It's a big scary monster. Let's go beat it up, okay? It's gonna be a good time. Look at that. It's a dragon. Big Big scary dragon. Oh no. Dude, there are so many streamers and like let's players and like video reviewers. How can I ever compete? An Amy voice mod where all of Amy's voice lines are voiced by you. How about we just have me do every character voice in the Amy voice? We can Beavis and Butthead read this question? How about Amy Rose reads the question? The first episode of Hi Hi Puffy Yumi Yumi was so weird. Amy and Yumi come to face to face with Harmony, a creepy fan that drive Amy and Yumi crazy. The video has 317,000 views, right? How can anyone ever compete with that? It is insane how people get that big. I don't know how they do it. Is it luck? Is it skill? Is it grown men acting like a fool in front of 7-year-old children? Is that the success, the secret to success on the YouTube trademark platform? I don't know. I don't know how you do it. One day I can only dream of getting a video with 317,000 views. Beavis and Butthead are also cool. I'm assuming that's what the sunglasses emoji means. Oh, this dragon is not the one you can pilot. Yeah, like on the last stream you were talking about Sonic the Hedgehog piloting a dragon, and I still have no idea what you were talking about. Is that in this game? Is that in the HD version of this game? Is that in this version of the game? So it's something I just haven't gotten to yet. Also, what the heck am I doing? How the heck do I fight this guy? So I'm imagining, do I just have to beat up all these like power cell thingies? Is that what's, okay, we did it. Now we can go up to him and beat him up, maybe? It's working. It's working. Are we gonna get a quick time event? Oh, that animation didn't look great. Is there like, isn't there like a block or a dodge? I totally forget the combat in this game. Like, when I play it, and maybe that's why I'm not enjoying it a whole ton, the Werehog levels, because I'm just kind of button mashing. But I feel like maybe there should be more prompts to like explain to you how to, I mean, I guess I can look up. No, see, you can't even look up the combos in the menu. So it's like, even if I wanted to try and get good at it, I'd have to like look at the manual or something. And who wants to look at the manual? Am I right? Yo, hey, Mostly Positive. How you doing tonight? Yeah, are you winning, son? I had to turn the volume down, but I can still hear you. Is that because of the game? Or is that just on your end? Is the game too loud? I'm gonna turn the game down just a smidge. No, I made it up. Did you? Because it wouldn't surprise me if there was a Sonic game where you could ride a dragon, to be honest. Like there's a Sonic game where you run down the back of a dinosaur. In fact, I think there are more than one Sonic games where you run down the back of a dinosaur. So riding a dragon would not be that far-fetched by any means. You can also attack it by the head. Yeah, how do you get up there, though? Like, I see, it looks like it has a weak point on its head, but I don't know how to get up there. Do I want to jump up? Like, at least I'm doing damage. I'm glad, like, even though I'm not attacking its weak... I'm glad, like, the game doesn't make you attack its weak points. You can just kind of attack it wherever if you want. I appreciate that part of it. Looks like we only have to do maybe one more set of hits. Yeah, I don't know. This boss is okay. It's a little repetitive, but I imagine if I actually knew what I was doing, it wouldn't be that repetitive. See? And like it doesn't take too long to take that barrier down. Like I know some boss fights in other games where like you have to whittle away the barrier. It'll take forever, and then you get like 2 hits in, and that's it. And then they make you like work on the barrier again. Like these. Can I throw these at him? Is that what those are for? Is that what's going on here? Oh yeah, yeah. It's like Chaos. Chaos 6, I believe. It's like Sonic Adventure 1, where you like ice freeze them and then beat them up. Cool. Looks like this version is like screw you player. If you want to know the combos, you can just figure them out yourself, right? At least I got an S rank. Yeah, in the HD version of the game, can you pause it and look at the combos? Maybe if you jump behind and attack high. I feel like I tried that, didn't I? But either way, it worked. We got there eventually. Bum, ba-dum, 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 bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. And now we get another cutscene. I'm alright, dude. Just chilling. Shoot us your thoughts on the new Pokemon game. Oh, dude. I can't have too many thoughts on it because we haven't had a proper trailer yet. Whoa, my face cam does not like this cutscene. But I'm excited for it. I loved the first Pokemon Legends. I loved Pokemon X and Y. I love Gen 6. Like, it sounds great in theory. Love to see some gameplay footage. It is kind of weird that they announced it so early, which is a little, I guess that's a good thing, right? I mean, it shows that they have some confidence in it. But they also didn't show a trailer yet. So I don't know if they have a ton of confidence in it. I don't know. And I almost feel like a lot of people are saying, oh, since they announced that, we won't be getting another Pokemon game this year. But I kind of wouldn't be surprised if they like did that to remind people, hey, you liked Pokemon Legends, didn't you? We're going to remind you how much you loved Pokemon Legends before we announce this potential Gen 2 or Gen 5 remake that is going to be super controversial. But don't worry about that. Just buy that one and enjoy it. And then the public can talk about the new Legends game, because people actually like that one. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do the rest of this year, especially as like they start showing actual trailers for the game and stuff. I'm excited either way. It should be fun. Either way. The head is its last weak point. It'll slam its head and you can attack it. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it didn't need to do that. Can Beavis and Butthead read this? Beavis saying content. Beavis. I still don't know which one is Beavis and which one is Butthead, but I'm going to take a guess. Content free time is cool. Yeah. Wait. Content free time is cool. Yeah. Ren and Stimpy are also cool. Hey, he's cool. He likes reading Ryan's comments, so that cool har. That probably was supposed to say something else, but I tried. So here's Eggman. I feel like when I'm doing these streams, I'll like have a really good train of thought going. We're like, oh yeah, that topic. I can talk about that for forever and ever. And then I'll just completely lose my train of thought. So I'll have to just like do a quick, abrupt transition. But thankfully, that's why like I'd like to do a stream that's just face cam at some point. But the nice thing about having gameplay footage side by side with the face cam is that there's like always something to talk about. So even if you completely lose your train of thought and like no one in chat is talking, you can always just fall back on the game and be like, hey, look, wait, that way. It's Eggman. Look at Orbot. Remember when he had a white head instead of a red head? I'm glad they changed his head to red because he looks silly with a white head. Can Beavis and Butthead read this? What's 9 plus 10? Why do you want me to read everything in Beavis and Butthead's voice? I can do other impressions. I can do Smeagol. What's 9 plus 10, precious? Can Beavis and Butthead read this? If you like scoring, maybe you can read this. Do you like kick Red and Stimpy's butt or kick Ed and Eddie's butt? I feel like Game Freak might have shot themselves in the foot by doing a yearly Pokemon Day stream to show off new stuff. They might feel pressured to show anything in terms of mainline. I don't think necessarily the yearly stream is what shot them in the foot. I just think their release schedule in general has like shot them in the foot. Because I still would not be surprised if they released a game this year, like a Gen 2 or Gen 5 remake. I mean, I think you're right. They do want to do the Pokemon Day annual streams too. And they do need to do a mainline one because that's like what most people who are tuning into that would care about. But they shot themselves in the foot a long time before those streams because they've been doing the annual releases for what, since 2015, if you include the DLC releases. I watched AVGN's review on Beavis and Butthead game and also gameplay commentary from another person. Is Beavis and Butthead actually a good show? Should I try watching it? I didn't like what I watched of it. Beavis and Butthead would be perfect in your streams. How about you take a break and let Beavis and Butthead stream? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Because, see, the problem is, anyone who's tuning in who hates Beavis and Butthead, which I'm sure a ton of people do, would immediately be like, oh, forget this. I'm not watching this guy's stream. And I mean, I guess the same could be said about me in general. Like, oh, I hate Content Free Time. I'm not watching his streams. But at least I know that it's me that they hate and not just some stupid, silly cartoon voice that I'm doing. But you know, I'll say a few more lines in the voice if there's demand for it. If that's what you guys want to hear, why not? I'll be that guy who sells himself out to the public. The another person is Okami of Games. Okami of Games. See, again, so many streamers and like other content creators that I have no idea who they are. Maybe I should be, honestly, I should be more supportive of my fellow content creators and streamers. I need to join more streams. But the thing is, like, it's a fine balance, because you got to be supportive of your friends, but you can't just neglect your channel either. Like, I'm trying to produce as much content. I hate that word. I'm trying to upload as many videos as I can right now. Like, while I have the time. And so, like, when I'm joining in other people's videos, I feel like it's not productive enough, but also it kind of is, because I'm like making friends and like nurturing the community. It's a fine balance. You gotta get just right, and I have not mastered that balance yet. What did you do the teas? Did you break them? Oh yeah, this is the PS2 version. Of course you can't get anything in this game. Yeah. Still not totally sold on this version of the game, but you know, it's fine. We're in far too deep now. Can't believe how many hours we've put into this game. Oh, dude, I just realized it says we've dropped like 4,000 frames. This video is probably very choppy. That is very concerning. Oh no. Oh dear, that's not good. Okay, I'm gonna pause really quick. We're gonna let's see, what stream settings can I lower? The video bitrate is already pretty low. The resolution. We're gonna lower the resolution and then we're gonna be right back, okay? 1 sec. Are we back? I think we're back. Okay, that should be better. The resolution is a little lower now, but when I saw that we dropped like 4,000 frames, that was not good. Hopefully we don't drop any more frames here. Can Beavis and Butthead read this? This is cool. This is cool. Sonic is cool, and everyone in the stream is cool. I loved the HD version where you could feed, not feel, feed Chip in the hub worlds. Right? The hub worlds were so good in the HD version of this game. Let's make the bitrate worse. Yeah, boy. Let's have terrible quality stream. I'm sorry, my internet is so bad. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it should be better now. Please let me know if it's not. I really hope it's better now. All right, we getting to do a daytime stage. Just got to remember how to play. It's been so long since we've done a daytime stage. Like, I don't know the proportion of where... It's probably about the same amount of day stages as it is night stages, but I think the werehog stages are so much longer that it feels like 75% of this game is werehog, and that is not a good time for me. I really hope it's worse now. No, I really hope it's better now. I really hope it's better now. What's a hub world? How would you explain a hub world? Have you played Mario 64? A hub world, if you have, a hub world is like the castle in Super Mario 64. Like it's a place where you hang out and like there's no enemies or anything, but you can like hang out there to in between levels to like pick which level you want to go to next. But it's not just a menu. It's like you can actually walk around and like select the level from the town. I love hub worlds. I love them. Any game. I can't think of any game that has a hub world. Any 3D game that has a hub world where the game wasn't improved by the hub world. 2D games are different. Like Freedom Planet had a hub world. Freedom Planet 2, rather, had hub worlds, and I feel like they kind of made the game worse because I didn't want to like... I just feel like 2D hub worlds aren't that fun. So same thing with Sonic Advance 3. That had hub worlds, and like the whole point of hub worlds for me is like being able to just kind of hang out, like explore in real time. And in a 2D game, it doesn't really feel as what's the word for it? Like exploring isn't as satisfying for me because you can't like investigate every little nook and cranny. You can't move the camera around to like look at stuff and get these scenic shots. So like hub worlds, I think, work great in 3D games, but just not that very good in 2D games. Yeah, you get to talk to people, do some things for them, get sun and moon medals. Yeah, I love hub worlds. Like Gex the Gecko 2 and 3 have great hub worlds. What are some other good examples of hub worlds? Oh, why can't I think of any? Hat in Time. Hat in Time has a really good hub world. The spaceship. The Crash Bandicoot games. Those hub worlds aren't super great because they're just like, most of them are just little circles that you run around in, but they're kind of fun. Spyro the Dragon had excellent hub worlds. I loved the hub worlds in that game. You guys are giving me a good idea for a video. I might have to make a top 10 hub worlds video. I think that would be fun. What do you guys think? Beavis and Butthead. You guys don't care. You just want me to read things in Beavis and Butthead's voice. John K is a bad boy and needs to be catched and jailed. What if in this game you either get an S rank or a C rank, no A or B? Like a pass or fail grade? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the ranking system in the Sonic games, the 3D Sonic games. I don't feel like they add much. I think in the games where they don't have it, I don't miss it too much. Although if they do it, I'm glad that they've mostly switched to where it's just based on how quickly you complete the level. I think that is the way to do it. But as far as like whether or not they're there, take it or leave it. I don't think I definitely don't think a pass or fail would add anything into the game. It is kind of nice seeing like if you can slowly work your way up from like a D rank to a C to a B to an A. It's kind of nice seeing that sense of improvement, and I don't think you'd get that with a pass or fail grade. But I as far as the concept in general, yeah, it's take it or leave it. I don't really care. Super Mario Sunshine might be my favorite. Oh yeah, Delfino Isle is such a good hub world. Love Delfino Isle. Um, I favorite hub world. Like I really have a soft spot for the Spyro the Dragon hub worlds, so those might be my favorite. But I'd have to really sit down and think about it for a bit. As far as Mario games though, like what we got: Peach's Castle, Delfino Isle, the Astral Observatory, the Mario Head spaceship from Galaxy 2, and then Odyssey is like there technically aren't any hub worlds in Odyssey, right? Like the whole game is hub worlds, but like they're also the levels themselves. Um yeah, Delfino Isle is easily the best Mario hub world, you're right. Astral Observatory, like I don't know. I'm not the biggest Mario Galaxy fan. I love the more exploration heavy Mario games. What's your favorite Mario game, Beavis and Butthead? And don't say Hotel Mario, you two. What's your favorite Mario game? Oh, Beavis, I'll bet your favorite Mario game is something stupid like, uh, Mario's Time Machine. You wish. My actual favorite Mario game is Mario Preschool. That was a game, right? Mario Preschool. It's on like the Super Nintendo or something. My favorite Mario game is Odyssey. I love Super Mario Odyssey. Oh no, we're not gonna make it. Not gonna make it. Didn't make it. What up, Gas? Hey, Deadpool. You're new here, right? I don't remember seeing you here before. How you doing tonight? I love it when Deadpool joins my streams. Beavis and Butthead, who's your favorite creator? That is a big question. Like, a big question. If we're... So, I gotta, like... To think about that, I gotta scale back, right? Like, my favorite medium is video games. And my favorite video game is either Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Unleashed Generation. Nah, if I had to pick a favorite Sonic game, it would be Sonic Adventure 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 used to be my favorite game, but I feel like that's not as fun for replays as the Sonic Adventure games. So, who made Sonic Adventure 2? It was made by like a billion different people. Like, I think Yuji Naka directed it. So, do I say like my favorite creator is Yuji Naka, the guy who is in jail now for for inside trading? Like, is he my favorite creator? I don't know. Maybe. If we're talking YouTube creators specifically, I don't want to say any like small time creators because I love a lot of small time creators, but I don't want to single anyone out because I feel like that's kind of unfair because smaller creators have so many ups and downs. But as far as like creators, YouTube people with like over 100,000 subscribers, I really like Arlo. I try to copy his style sort of with my videos, even though he's a silly Muppet guy. I really like Shugels, previously known as Shame. Oh, wait, no, he's a smaller creator. I keep forgetting because he has like a video with like more than 1 million views. Like I keep thinking that he's a big creator, but I think he still has like under 40,000 subs. Okay. There's 4 of us. Yeah, I'm a small baby streamer, so I appreciate you checking in the channel, Deadpool. One day I'll be a big chime streamer boy. Actually, there's the mini force. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. What's the mini force? I love Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Is that the cell phone game, or is that the one that's like, it's like a MOBA or something? I forget. Or is that the one that's like top down? Like, explain Marvel Alliance to me in terms of like other famous, like, is there a Nintendo game that has similar gameplay to Marvel Alliance? Because I don't remember which game that is. I like the Marvel movies though. Beavis and Butthead are in here, so they count. Content free time. The Goofy movie, Beavis and Butthead. Sonic and Goofy movie and Beavis and Butthead. That's what we do here. That's what we talk about here. And public domain. Don't forget public domain. Mickey Mouse, Cuphead. Now I'm just saying things. After the first cannon, go back. Oh, sorry, I missed that. Where's the first cannon? Yeah, I probably should not keep going in circles. Sorry about that. Is it here? Is that where I was supposed to go up? Hold on. Go back. Go back. Go back. It's so hard to turn around in this version of the game. Okay, I'm going to pay attention to what you said this time. Sorry about that. After the first cannon, go back. Can you read this question? I go you to going to have a crossover with Red and Stimpy. Marvel Ultimate Alliance is a 2006 game. It's that old? Dude. Like, it sounds like the name of a game that could have come out just like a year ago. What was it on? GameCube? PS2? Or what was, let's see, 2006. That would have been late GameCube PS2 era or early PS3 360 era. Did we, okay, where's the first cannon? Hold on, I gotta pay attention here for a sec. This one, right? Is this where do I go back? I'm just supposed to get rings, right? That shouldn't be too hard. I didn't see, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm so bad at this. Is that where? Like, I keep missing this little handlebar thingy here, but it's not letting me, it's not giving me the option to lock onto it. Use the homing attack on it. Very confused. We'll get there. We'll get there. May not be the most entertaining content to watch, but we'll get there. Marvel Ultimate Alliance, I think it's only available on PSP, PS2, PS3, Xbox, and PS4. Those, okay, so it was on a lot of consoles. Is there a particular version of that game you recommend? Because I'd be down to try it. I like the Marvel characters. Beavis and Butthead, did you watch Ugly Dolls? What the heck is Ugly Dolls? Is that like those... Yeah, is that like those Bratz dolls from the early 2000s? Go back as soon as you launch out of the cannon. Now, when you say go back, like, do I go back to the beginning? I'll try that this time. I just don't know how far back to go. Okay, okay. So I'm looking out for the cannon. Getting the rings, making sure I get all the rings I can. And getting those rings. Getting these rings. A couple of those, a couple of these. Things from the bushes, things from the trees. You guys remember Land Before Time? I'll bet when I mention that, people are going to be like, yeah, Saber Sparks is doing a video on it if he hasn't already done it already. And it's sad that, like, oh, we didn't need to go back. We did it. We did it without going back out of the canon. I just needed to pay attention to what I was doing, I guess. Thank you for trying to help, though. I appreciate that. It's crazy content free time that Beavis and Butthead have a movie, 2 movies if you count Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. Right? I don't know how that show got so popular. Like, that was, I guess that was kind of like the original reaction videos, right? Isn't that what they did? They would just like react to other stuff. So maybe that's what made that format popular. What if the Flash, Sonic, and Quicksilver had a crossover? They will when those all go public domain in like 100 years. I can't imagine it happening until then, but it's a funny idea. I guess you could like play as the 3 of them in Mugen or something. That fighting game where you can like use whatever character you want. Or I wouldn't be surprised if all of them came to Fortnite eventually, because that seems to be getting all the Fortnite, all the crossovers for some reason. I'd say Lego too, because that had a lot of crossovers, but Lego's more family friendly. I don't think they would have Beavis and Butthead. So Beavis and Butthead, how long are going to last on TV? This is also a question for Ren and Stimpy. Are Beavis and Butthead still on TV? Like, I know they had a reboot, but is the reboot still on TV? I assumed it like was just this short little thing that was like a one-off. I had no idea they were still on TV. If it were up to me, that would have ended a long time ago. I recommend the PS4 version. It has more characters than the other consoles, I think. Okay. Yeah, I'll try that out. Oh, dang it. Was this one of those don't break the pots missions? I really got to start paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I just want to talk with people because it's so fun talking with people in chat. Even though they want me to do the Beavis and Butthead voice. Beavis, remember not to break anything along the way, okay? Who's your favorite Marvel character? Like, maybe besides Spider-Man? Or Deadpool? I'm assuming your favorite Marvel character is Deadpool. But Spider-Man is like the popular pick. So besides those two, who's your favorite Marvel character? I like Captain America, I think, might be my favorite. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Don't break the pots. Don't break the pots. I'm tired, so see you tomorrow stream. But keep playing this game. Before I have a question, when is the Comedy Central going to make a Ren and Stimpy crossover? A crossover? They already did that, like, Ren and Stimpy adult cartoon show. I don't know. I don't know if they'd do a crossover. That would be weird. I wouldn't be put it past them, though. I predict that Ren and Stimpy will be in Fortnite for a crossover game in 5 years. 2009. Good night, Ryan. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. We'll see you later. Hopefully I'll have finished this mission by the time you get back tomorrow or next week or whenever I stream next. Have you watched Weather Star 4000 video? It's like a crossover of Sonic and Mario characters in the Go Animate universe. The Go Animate universe? Isn't Go Animate a like something you make cartoons with? That would be weird if they would have their own universe. But no, I haven't seen it. Is it like Mario Brothers Z? Isn't that another Sonic Mario crossover cartoon where they like fight each other? Like, I don't know. I'm not, even back in the day, I wasn't huge on fan parodies. I mean, I wasn't huge on fan parody series, right? Because like I liked one-off fan parodies, like the Ego Raptor cartoons I thought were funny. But then like, and I don't know. I've been, you go in stages, right? Like I was, as a little kid, I was really into Sprite comics. back when those were a thing. Do people still make Sprite comics? Like, I loved Sprite comics back in the day, but I maybe because YouTube didn't wasn't around until I was like a teenager. So I the most of those like crossover parodies might have been a little after me, but I imagine I'd probably like them if I were a kid when they came out. Um, my favorite Marvel character besides Spidey, Wolverine, and Deadpool are Captain America, Moon Knight, Tony, Iron Face, and Daredevil. Huh, I haven't heard of a few of those. It's kind of terrible. Like, the majority of my Marvel knowledge comes from the MCU movies. But like, I don't know. There was a point in my life where I did want to go back and read like a ton of the Marvel comics, but it's so much easier to just watch a movie, and the production values behind those Hollywood movies is so good. What's going on here? When is the Flintstones coming to public domain? Didn't I? I'm pretty sure I mentioned the Flintstones in my video. Um, that was like what, 2060s, 2060s. I remember you. You were the guy who talked about characters who will enter the public domain. Tell me when will I enter public domain? I want to bust into the DC universe. I mean, if you just sign your rights, you don't have to become public domain. Just sign your rights over to whoever wants to put you in a DC universe cartoon, and they can put you in it right now. But you'll be entering the public domain technically, like legally, 75 years after you die, I believe is how that works. Can Beavis and Butthead read this question? Do you want to score ladies in Japan? Whoa, what does that say? Ryan's speaking Japanese now. He's some kind of Nihongo expert. Uh, do itashimashite. Watashi, no. Ore no Nihongo wa yabai. Oki yabai. Big bad. My Japanese is the big bad. I'm sure that's the correct way to say that. I'm sure Beavis and Butthead would love to score ladies anywhere. uh, yeah. You found me through my... Everyone finds me through my public domain videos. I don't know why those were such a big hit. I appreciate you watching that. I'm glad people liked them, but like, I like talking about video games. I wish my video game videos were more popular, because I talk about video games a lot on my channel, and like, I like streaming and streaming games, and I don't get why those public domain videos in particular were so popular. But thanks for watching those. Appreciate it either way. That's Lady calling for Beavis and Butthead. Kinda wanna... Did you like stick that in Google Translate? Is that how you got that? Do Ren and Stimpy know Beavis and Butthead? No, of course not. I can't even attempt a Ren and Stimpy voice, because like, for Ren, you gotta like shout, right? Because he's like shouting half the time he talks, and I don't even want to attempt it. And then Stimpy would be so hard, because he's got like that Pumbaa voice. Like, Pumbaa and Stimpy I feel like are the two hardest characters in fiction to do impressions of, because they got that raspy voice. It's like really hard to imitate. Ren would be like, Stimpy, you idiot. It's a little easier to imitate, but Stimpy, gosh, Ren, he's a lot harder to imitate. You haven't heard of Daredevil and Moon Knight? Sorry, I should have elaborated. I've heard of them. I watched the Moon Knight show, but I hadn't heard of Moon Knight before I watched the Disney Plus show. Same thing with Daredevil. I don't know if I knew about him before the TV shows. I've heard of all of those characters except for Tony Ironface. But like, Captain America, Deadpool, and Spider-Man, obviously, and Wolverine. I knew about them before the movies and the TV shows, whereas all those other characters I learned about from the TV shows and the MCU. I'm pretty sure Ryan translated that. Yeah, I would be very surprised if he spoke fluent Japanese. I like video games too, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. But you found out about me before the public domain video, right? Because you've been around for a while, and like, but we didn't start really interacting till like I did the interviews, right? That was like the thing that like kicked everything off. And I just wish that like I could meet more people through that stuff rather than through. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'll meet people. I'm happy to meet people, however they come about my channel, but or how about they like message me or whatever. But I would know going in that we'd have more in common if they met me through the video game stuff. If you know what I mean. Did you like any of the songs I shot you? Yes. So I couldn't name any specifically. I feel like most of the songs you sent me were really, they were mostly songs that I'd have to experience as like background tracks. Like I want to play those games that those songs were from before I just listen to them, because a lot of them felt really atmospheric and like the kind of songs that were like if I heard them accompanied by gameplay or like in the background of a movie or whatever, I'd be like, oh yes, this fits so well. But when I'm listening to music outside of, because like a lot of the stuff was like kind of opera-y and kind of like I don't know how to explain it. It just felt more atmospheric than like general stuff. When I'm listening to stuff outside of gaming, video games or movies or whatever, I kind of like more rock and rolly, like poppy, not mainstream pop, but like indie pop music, like that kind of thing. Like stuff with vocals. I don't that's not like opera music. Like maybe I just clicked on the wrong ones, but a lot of the ones from the list that you sent me were kind of like I said, very atmospheric, very opera-y, very like songs that I feel like would be really cool. And like I think I'd get more of an appreciation for them from listening to them accompanied by whatever they're in. But if you know any like cool rock and roll songs, like send them my way. um, oh, this is scary. Big spiky balls. Okay, hold on. Let me catch up with chat really quick. Do you ever wondered how Spider-Man was created by Stan Lee? No, I'm not talking about the origin of Spider-Man in the Marvel universe. I'm talking about his creation. Wasn't Spider-Man made by both Stan Lee and the other guy? I forget the other guy's name, but like, wasn't Stan Lee just the business guy? And like, I don't know. I don't want to slander anyone, but I'm not super familiar with the creation of Spider-Man. Weatherstar 4000 video. Oh yeah? You recommend that? I'll check that out. Tony Ironface is Iron Man. Oh, okay. You were just making a jokester. Okay, I should have known that. Okay, so I knew who you were talking about then. Yeah, you never know, because like on the internet, people can like, there's some like people that are into really obscure things. And especially, I don't know why I just assumed that you'd be into like the more obscure stuff. I think because I like talking about obscure stuff, so I like project that onto other people. I say as I'm playing like a game from one of the most popular game franchises in existence. But it's one thing, I don't know. It's one thing talking about popular things in like a scripted setting versus like chatting about obscure stuff with your friends. And I can call you guys my friends, right? We're all friends here, even though I'm like 20 years older than half of you, probably. uh, did you know that if you boost as soon as the game says go, you get a free boost? I did not know that. Are you talking about when you start the level, like at the very beginning, when he's like, "Here we go"? I feel like the boosts aren't that hard to come by in this game, are they? You get them mostly from like collecting rings and like doing drift bonuses and stuff, and like dashing through enemies. Like, you get a lot of boosts. I don't know. I'm not trying to speedrun this, but I love the day stages. The day stages are a lot of fun. And gosh, I feel super ADD right now, like jumping from topic to topic. I just keep talking in one long, incredibly unbroken sentence, moving from topic to topic so that no one has the chance to interrupt it. It is really quite hypnotic. No, I didn't know about that boost thing. Thanks for the heads up. Thanks for the tip. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby are the creators of Spider-Man. Yeah, Jack Kirby, that's his name. I should remember that because it's like Kirby, like the character. Did we already do that level? Am I going in circles? Because I know I did that level already. I gotta start paying attention to what I'm doing a little more. I see what you're saying. I think it's mostly the Nier music you're talking about. Yeah, I thought I looked through more than the Nier music. But also, the list that you sent me was so big. I didn't know. It was a little overwhelming, too. Like, I didn't know which specific ones. Like, send me a few, like, tracks. Like, in particular, if you don't mind. Like, later on. Okay, I know we already did this. I gotta figure out where we're going here. Did you know Marvel and DC actually got many crossovers? Did they? Comics, right? Did they get any crossovers outside of comic books? Because I know they had a lot of comic crossovers, but that's because everyone and their mother has comic book crossovers. Mega Man and Sonic had comic book crossovers. Actually, maybe press the boost button as you start the level before the game says go. And okay, something will happen. I'll try that on the next level. I think we're going to Adabat, right? Where's Adabat? Adabat, Hawaii. The famously Hawaii-inspired stage. The one that runs at like 20 frames per second in the HD version of this game. That's the one thing with this version. At least the... I don't remember any major frame rate drops in this version. Yeah, let's try that boost thing as soon as we start the next level. Just got to make our way there. After going through this silly hub world that isn't really a hub world. It's just like a menu. Talking to all these Pixar guys. What's y'all's favorite Pixar movie? I like Toy Story. Someone on the last stream, I think, said Ratatouille was their favorite Pixar movie. I think that was Tutorlini. Which is a fine pick, but I feel like most people, I know, my pick is so casual. I feel like most people would pick Toy Story. But it's just so good. So hard to beat. What is this music? It's very interesting. Have you played the Toy Story.exe trilogy? Is that like some Sonic EXE horror knockoff Toy Story thing? I have not played it, but that's what it sounds like. I've played the Toy Story game on the Super Nintendo, the SNES. That was an okay game. I liked the sprites in it. The graphics were pretty good in that one, but the gameplay was kind of annoying. Like really frustrating. I remember the first few levels being fun, but then it got really hard and frustrating because like Woody takes up like half the screen. So like it's really hard to judge what's in front of you. And then I played the Toy Story 2 game on the PS1. That was really good with Buzz. I wish that you could play as Woody in that game too. for some reason at the time. Looking back, I can see why you couldn't, because that would like totally, like, there's no reason for you to be able to play as Woody in that game. But that was a really good game. It was like a really good early 3D platformer, like very creative, because like the formula hadn't quite been fleshed out for 3D platformers yet back then. So that was a fun game. I'd recommend, if you like 3D platformers and retro games, highly recommend Toy Story 2 on the PS1. Might have had an N64 port too. I don't know. If it did, it probably wasn't as good, because usually when they did multi-platform releases back then, they weren't as good on the N64 as they were on the PS1. I guess because the PS1 had more storage on the discs or whatever, maybe? I don't know. What if Nickelodeon extended SpongeBob's right like Disney did to Mickey? So you can't, at least currently, like in the legal US system, beyond just renewing a character's licenses, like the extended amount and like trademark, you can't like extend the copyright on an individual character like past what the law permits. But are you saying like if they lobbied to have the copyright law changed to extend their hold on SpongeBob? That would not surprise me if they did that. Like, I can't imagine SpongeBob being as popular as it is now in like 100 years or whatever, but even if it is, it would not surprise me if Nickelodeon lobbied to extend that copyright, because that really has been their main moneymaker. That and Fairly Odd Parents. Like, it's so silly. Did you guys see I'm not sure if there's a trailer for it or what, but what I saw was the opening for the new Fairly Odd Parents cartoon. And I just think it's really silly that they tried to make a live action TV show after the series ended, and then like that didn't work, so they just immediately went back and tried to make another cartoon. Like, it's funny to me how quickly they gave up on that live action show. But they're gonna do everything in their power to cash in on that Fairly Odd Parents hype. Is the Patrick Star show still running? Speaking of like soulless cash grabs. Oh no, oh no, oh no, grab the thing, dang it. What about Camp Coral? Is that still airing? Those both looked absolutely terrible. Whoa, look at him go. Look at him spin around like a spinny boy. Is the game audio too loud now? I'm turning that down a bit. Look at him. He's such a spinny boy. Kind of want a gif of that. Just like Sonic spinning in a circle. Werehog Sonic. I think that'd make a funny gif. I don't know when you'd ever use it, but it'd be funny. Whoa. This is weird. It feels like you should be locked to a 2D plane right here, but you aren't. You can still move back and forth. It's very, very strange. I guess because you're not supposed to be up here. I guess you're supposed to be over here. Go, Sonic, go. Go, Swifty, go. So there's this thing, right? At my local county fair. Swifty the pig is his name. They do like pig races, and I think they travel the country. So have any of y'all ever been to a Swifty the pig race? They have a little piggy, and he's got to jump in the water. And before he jumps in the water, everyone in the audience has to say, "Go Swifty, go. Go Swifty, go." Highly recommend checking out Swifty the pig races at your local county fair if you haven't already. Shoutouts to Swifty. So as I was saying, is that the Toy Story.exe trilogy is like Sonic EXE ripoff, but it also has its own story, has some actual gameplay, and has some boss battles. Yeah? Is it like worth playing? Um, a horror Toy Story thing, huh? I'm like kind of surprised I haven't heard of that, but also I'm kind of not surprised I haven't heard of it. Like that whole Sonic EXE thing. It's just because I'm from a different generation. Like when I was younger, back in my day, we had the Tails doll, and everyone like had a good laugh about how creepy the Tails doll was, and that was it. And then when Sonic EXE came out, I remember thinking how dumb it looked. But I think it's just because I wasn't the right age anymore. Like, I feel like that .exe silly horror stuff is like meant for a certain age group. I don't know. Maybe like I'd be willing to give it a try. Some of that silly horror stuff is still kind of funny and interesting. But I don't know. I'll Google Toy Story EXE after the stream because you got me curious now. It pretty much to people who've never played it. And two, like it's like a ripoff of a ripoff. Like how many things are there .exe now that is just like a horror parody of some kids show? Like I don't know. I am curious about this Toy Story one now, but there's just so much silly, cringy content out there. Have you also heard of Sonic, the Chinlin creepypasta? No, like all I know about is the Tails doll, and I vaguely know of Sonic EXE. I played Sonic Dreams Collection back when that came out. That was kind of funny. um, and then like also the big thing was that one splash screen from Sonic CD, like when you did the entered some cheat code in that game, it would be like, sorry, you're out of luck, and it would play the really creepy boss music from Sonic CD. Like that was kind of creepy back in the day, but I don't know any of these new popular YouTube whatever Sonic horror parodies that the kids are into nowadays. The 2K stream setting did the trick. Fantastic quality. Really? No drops? No frame drops? High quality? I am so happy to hear that. You can thank Tutor Leany for that. Shout outs to my man Tutor Leany. I'm glad that worked. So happy that worked. But yeah, thank you for confirming. I appreciate that. Remember when creepypastas are actually scary? Were they ever? Were they ever scary? I'm trying to think of the earliest ones. There was like Ben Drowns from Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. The one that maybe kind of got me was like the Lavender Town stuff back in the day from Pokemon. I remember the one that was like, oh, I listened to the Lavender Town song on a Japanese cartridge that had a slightly higher frequency from the American version. It gave me seizures. That was maybe like the one that was kind of creepy to me. Oh, and then hold on, I'm trying to think of some other ones. There was a Simpsons one, I think, with like Bart that was kind of creepy, like Bart Shorts or Bart is Dead. I guess maybe that one was kind of creepy. What the heck is this level? You missed my other comment. Did I? Oh, if Disney lost the Marvel rights. Oop, 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 whoa. Gotta not try to do two things at once here. Let's see if we can. Is this? I don't think that's forward. If Disney lost the Marvel rights, which studio do you think should buy Marvel? Sorry, I missed that. My pick is Paramount. If they lost the Marvel rights. Man, I don't know. Honestly, for as much crud as they get, I kind of like Disney's Marvel. I think they've done an okay job with it. I pressed R1. Why didn't he grab the pull? I think... Oh, who could do good with Marvel? Maybe... I was going to say Fox, but Disney owns Fox now too. So maybe... Uh... Yeah, Paramount's a pretty good pick. They do all right with their stuff. Like Nickelodeon with the having the rights to Marvel, they might be all right. I think that's a pretty good pick. I mean, freaking six media conglomerates own everything anyway, so I feel like it almost doesn't matter who owns it. We're all gonna, it's just gonna like continue. Like, I feel like when Marvel switched hands to Disney, like I don't really feel like that much changed. I feel like no matter who owns it, these companies are so gigantic that like they're just gonna keep doing what they're doing, you know? Have you played Shadow of the Colossus? That game is dope. I feel like there really hasn't been a game that captures the scale and vastness as that one. I agree. I have played Shadow of the Colossus. I played the original, not the remake. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite games, but aesthetically, it is fantastic. I love the atmosphere of that game. Dang it. Like it's so cool. Like the da 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 da. You're real right. It really, nothing captures the scale of that game. That being said, like the gaminess of it, it it almost feels, it's so cinematic and so grand. It's, I think that it's an experience, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't call it one of my favorite games because it almost doesn't feel like a game. It feels like an experience. um, and like, I don't know. I'd love to play the remaster, the remake of that at some point. Have you played both, or just the original? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on both. Well, I mean on the remake specifically, because like seeing if it's worth it. I imagine it is, because it looks like the same game just with better graphics. But it can also, I imagine, be hard to recapture the atmosphere. Like a lot of people don't like the Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time remakes as much as the original because they think that like they screwed up the aesthetics. And like the Mario 64 DS remake. So like I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on that. I watched playthroughs previously, and the first time I played was the PS4 version. Absolutely gorgeous game. See, they remastered it. They like ported it to HD, and then they also remade it. So I can't remember if the PS4 version was the remaster or the remake, or they might have both been on PS4. I can't remember. Um, I imagine since you're calling it gorgeous, you must have been talking about the remake. In which case, yeah, I got to try that because aesthetically, you're right, it is such a cool game. What made you think of Shadow of the Colossus? Was it the music we were talking about? Because like that music's super like atmospheric. And again, I don't know if that's necessarily something that I'd want to listen to outside of that setting, but in the game, it is so cool. I love that music. In the early days of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Paramount used to work with Marvel until Disney came along. Did they? Because I know like Sony had the rights to the Spider-Man movies, and they still have the rights, I guess. But how do I just have to wait? Okay, I do. And drop. Hey, we did it. I have no problem of Disney's Marvel, but sometimes it lacks of realism and the jokes were pretty much overused. Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily Disney's fault though. I feel like it's just series fatigue. Like they've done so much with the MCU already. It's like how do you do that much with a series and not just wear out like everything, you know, like from the jokes to the characters to everything. It's just it's like an impossible feat. I was amazed that Endgame and Infinity War turned out as good as they were, And like still this, it's not that the stuff they're putting out is bad now. It's still fantastic. It's just that I think everyone just got tired of it. Like to some degree. I still, when I watch it, I enjoy it, but I don't go out of my way to seek it anymore necessarily like I used to. Whereas when they were working on that whole Infinity War saga, it's like I need to see the next one because I need to know what's going to happen next. But 10 plus years, you can't, even Kingdom Hearts, like I was saying earlier in the stream, the Kingdom Hearts series, and Kingdom Hearts in particular, was my favorite game for several years, but it just went on for so long. Like, I can see why, to an extent, Mario and Zelda and Sonic don't care as much about their story and their, like, lore and, like, continuity. Because if you try to carry on continuity for that long, eventually at least half your audience is just gonna get sick of it and not care anyway. So like, almost why bother? I hate saying that, right? Because like, I really appreciate when they do carry on full continuity for that long, but at the same time, I get why a lot of companies don't care either. Like I hated it so much that like in the Pokemon anime, for instance, Ash Ketchum like forgot what a coughing was. Like 10 seasons in, even though his arch nemesis had a coughing for like 3 years. Like it bugged me so much that that happened. But then again, I see why it happened. It's just, I don't know. Circle of life, you know? The antelopes eat the grass, the lions eat the grass, and then the lions turn to grass. Come full circle. PS2 original, PS3 remaster, PS4 remake. Okay, that makes sense. That sounds about right. Yeah, I played the PS2 original. I think my wife and I started the PS3 remaster when that came out. We just haven't gotten around to either finishing the remaster, and now someday I would like to play the PS4 remake, which I imagine hopefully it's playable on PS5 too. Do you know if it is? Music. I mentioned it in my recent video and spoke about it with my bud. I basically came to the realization that it was the only PS4 exclusive that made the purchase worthwhile. I'm trying to think now. You might be right. Because the PS4 is definitely when Sony and PlayStation started getting less good exclusives. I'd have to look at my PS4 library, which unfortunately is in another room. But that might be an interesting video topic. I'm going to have to table that. Along with, what was the other one we talked about earlier in the stream? Top 10 hub worlds. I'm going to have to remember that. Top 10 hub worlds and PlayStation exclusives that are worth it. I don't know. We'll have to work on the title and the full. We'll have to flesh out the idea, but that could make a good video. Also, the thing with Shadow of the Colossus too, right, is I don't remember any of the songs in that game outside of the main theme, the do 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 do. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but at least that one track is really memorable. I take it you haven't heard of vanillagame.exe. You are correct. I've not heard of that. Out of all the Sonic EXE games that turn off your computer, like 10 Years of Chasing Tails, X-Hog, etc., this game instead crashes your computer. Oh god, I don't know if I want to play an EXE file that crashes my computer. Does not sound like a good time. I'd rather play like the really creative original stuff, like Undertale. Like that, as much flack as it gets now for being so popular, like over popular, like that was pretty original at the time. Like how the game, it would just like force close the game while you're playing. Like I thought that was really cool at the time. And like Doki Doki Literature Club, again, it's like a meme now, but at the time there weren't many other things that did that, and I really liked just the whole originality of it. Like whereas the Sonic EXE thing and just the EXE thing in general, I feel is so overdone at this point. Another recent game, dude, if you haven't played it, I did a 60-second review of it on my channel. It's called Outcore Desktop Adventure. It's a free Steam game. I highly recommend that one. It's like Not quite a horror game, but it does some really fun, like meta, like game crashing stuff. That's a lot of fun. I highly recommend that if you haven't played it. It's called Outcore Desktop Adventure. Paramount helped work on Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, the First Avenger, and the Avengers. Really? I didn't know that. I wonder what part of it they did. But yeah, sounds like they could be in good hands. I loved those movies. Those were like back when Marvel was like every title was like really good. Whereas like now it's like hit or miss. I think I'm going to stick to Outcore Desktop Adventure because I know that's not going to cause harm to my computer. I spent like it's been several years, but over the years I've sunk over $1,000 into this thing. I don't want to cause any harm to it. I meant that in the modern sense, with a ton of PlayStation games officially on PC now. As for music, yeah, a lot can blend together if you don't listen to it regularly. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would need to flesh out that video idea because, like, there were exclusives that they had at the time, but now, like, not only can you emulate everything, a lot of things being like officially ported to PC and to Steam, and then there's stuff like the Kingdom Hearts games that are exclusively on the Epic Games Store. But like, if I were to do a video on it, I think I don't know. Ideally, I'd talk about stuff that still hasn't been ported, but there can't be that much left that hasn't been ported, right? I know a lot of PS3 games surprisingly still haven't been ported to other systems or PC. Like freaking Dragon's Crown, like, but then they were also on 360. So it's like either they haven't gotten either they've gotten modern ports or they've got Xbox 360 ports at the time. There's not much that was PS4 or PS5 exclusive, especially PS5. I think I'd have to look at a list before I could like fully flesh out that video idea. There's also EYX, also known as Sonic.EYX. That game also doesn't cause any harm to your computer, but threatens to take control over your computer. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too concerned about the harm to my computer, because I imagine like most of it's just fake harm to my computer, but I'd be more anxious to play them if they're original. Like I can't see. Maybe I'll try one out. I don't know. I don't want to judge before checking them out. So which one would you recommend? Is there like one in particular one that you'd really recommend me check out? And have you played the Kato Boy series? They are games that you can they are the games that break the fourth wall and take over your PC. No, that sounds. I don't recognize the name though. Kato Boy. Is that a original intellectual property? Original IP? That sounds kind of interesting. Maybe we can. You know what? Let's take a quick break from Sonic Unleashed. Let me look up Kato Boy because you piqued my curiosity. Luigi Kid Gaming Kato Boy. This game tried to delete all my files. I mean, it looks original. Here we go. Display capture. Is there like a non-commentary version? It looks a little cringy based on these thumbnails I'm seeing, especially that one. Like, look at that font. Looks very, very low effort Sonic EXE cash grab, but it's piqued my curiosity a little bit. Just a little bit. Warning, by reading this disclaimer, The Adventures of Kato Boy. I just kind of want to see a little bit of it. Like, this looks so bad. I struggle to call them cash grabs. I wonder, like, all of these Sonic EXE games and whatever. I feel like they're made for younger audiences, but I also gotta wonder how old the people making them are. Because, like, with the tools they have now, I'm sure tons of, like, actual game developers, like not published game developers, but just game, like people who have dabbled in game development, like 10-year-olds can make games now. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if some of those Sonic EXE games were made by literal 10-year-olds. And I just, as an adult male, feel a little, I mean, it doesn't, gender doesn't matter. As an adult person, as an adult, I feel kind of weird playing those games. But maybe they are meant for all ages. I don't know. Who am I to judge? Skip to further in the video and you'll see. Yeah, see, I don't want to spoil it for myself. So maybe I will check that out, like, on one of my streams. Because I'm sure a lot of the appeal of a game like that is in the first-hand experience. Like, seeing what the game does. Like, that Outcore game that I recommended earlier, highly recommend not, if you're, like, even remotely interested in it from what I talked about it, highly recommend not looking up anything about it ahead of time other than maybe the trailer on Steam, because it'll spoil it for you. And that game is, like so many games, it's best played going in blind. I feel like that really improves the overall experience, because, like, the surprises and, like, twists and turns that it throws at you are so good. I, like, wasn't expecting so much in that game, because it comes off as this, like, really innocuous, like, desktop buddy simulator. Like, it looks so silly at first glance, but it's so much deeper than that. It's so good. Oh, we got Deadpool and Iron Man in chat. Hey, Cheesy Puffs dudes. Cheesy Puffs. What's your favorite type of snack food? Or, like, potato chip? I like Cheetos. I'm not a big fan of the Puffs, but Hot Cheetos. Hot Cheetos are my jam. I love Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Oh, did I die? Oh, I had, like, a revive? I had, like, a Phoenix down. That's cool. Y'all miss me from the Marvel movies? Yeah, Tony Stark. I mean, Iron Man. Oh wait, no, it's common knowledge that Tony Stark is Iron Man, right? I remember you from movies such as Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, and Iron Man 3. I miss you after you died. Gravity Rush, Infamous, and OG God of War are some that come to mind. I think all I really care about coming to PC is Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah. I can't believe that's not on PC yet. Can you imagine the mods? Actually, haven't people modded the PS2 version? Like, can't you climb, like, Shrek or something in the PS2 version now? That would be awesome if it got a native PC port, though. Be super down for that. And Gravity Rush, Infamous, and OG God of War. Yeah, I'd love to play all those at some point too. I played and beat the first Gravity Rush game. I tried Gravity Rush 2, but I felt like it didn't do enough different from the original to, like, keep me interested. Maybe it does later in the game, but I got maybe a couple hours into it and I was like, this just feels like the same game again. Also, I really wish it had voice acting, but that's a me thing. Infamous, I would love to play again. What am I doing here? I played a few hours of Infamous, but I never got past the, what is going on here? I guess I have to get that a little further, huh? I never got past that. I don't know why I lost interest in Infamous. I think, like, I don't remember a lot about that game. I remember it was basically floor is lava, the floor is lava, the game. You just had to like jump on telephone poles and stuff, which sounds fun in theory. So I don't know. I'd like to replay that one at some point. And OG God of War. See, funny you'd mention that, because when Sonic Unleashed came out, everyone was comparing the Werehog levels to God of War. And I hate the Werehog levels, so that really made me want to never play OG God of War. I'm going to bed. Night. Bye. See you, Devin. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you checking out the stream. Have a good night. My favorite snacks, I just love chips. What kind of chips? Ruffles? Doritos? Tortilla chips? Lay's? There's so many different types of chips. Oh, dude, you know what my favorite is? Other than hot Cheetos? I love sour cream and onion Ruffles with sour cream and onion dip. That is the bomb. And why am I doing so bad here? Probably because I don't know my combos. Gotta learn how to play this game now. We're getting into the hard levels. Oh, at least we keep getting Phoenix downs. Come on, Sonic. Beat him up. Stop getting paralyzed. What do you think this is? A Pokemon game? Stop hurting yourself in confusion. There we go. Wade Wilson is here? Who's Wade Wilson? Is Wade Wilson the Deadpool? He was here earlier, but I think he might have left. Oh. I think we might be wrapping up the stream soon anyway. Oh no. Dropped frames? Why are we dropping frames? What's going on with the stream? Hold on, I gotta... Wait, it says we're doing okay? I don't know what's going on here. Hopefully we're not super laggy. But either way, I think we're gonna wrap up the stream here pretty soon. Let's give it what time is it? How long have we been going? A little over an hour? Let's give it till 9:15 Pacific time. I feel like that's a nice even number. It's getting kind of late. I know it's a Sunday. Appreciate people tuning in. But I also appreciate that a lot of people probably have to get up for work in the morning or school or whatever. So I'll try to stream next Saturday while I'm thinking about it. What up, nerds? Oh my god, we got Batman, we got Iron Man, we got Deadpool. We got all of the comic book superheroes in chat tonight. My favorite is Iron Man and Spider-Man. If only Spider-Man would hear. He could throw out clever quips. Like, imagine if we were playing as the Werehog and Sonic just threw out a quip every 5 seconds. Like, oh no, boy, I didn't fall. That fall reminds me of the fall from The Other Guys, starring Ryan Gosling and Will Ferrell. I don't think Ryan Gosling was actually in The Other Guys. Are there chatbots here? It's pretty lonely to be alone. No, I apologize. I wish more people were here. What do chatbots do? Does that like... Can you actually talk to chatbots? I thought they were just for moderating your stream. Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is Batman. I know that much. Tony Stark. There seems to be a confrontation in the chat. People are stating each other's private names. And it's gonna... We're trying to dox people in the chat? I don't want people doxing... Oops, I pressed the wrong button. I don't want other comic books characters doxing other comic book characters in my chat room, okay? You gotta be cool. You gotta play it cool. Yeah, I'm running out of steam. It's only been an hour, but I don't know. It's been a long day, I guess. You hear Batsy? I'm his favorite. Now we're role playing in the chat. As long as it's not ERP, we're good. Just keep it PG, folks. Keep it PG. I wonder if there are YouTube channels where people just do that. Like role-playing channels. I don't want to think about that. Let's talk about Sonic. I really hate this level. It's really annoying. I don't think the slow platforming as the werehog is very fun. I don't think the combat is very fun. I just went backwards when I shouldn't have, so part of that's on me. But you know what? That's okay. We're still having an okay time. I'm excited to get back to the day stages. I don't think we're gonna get to another day stage tonight, unfortunately. But that's fine, I guess. What do I care about it? Ooh, Batman's talking smack. Batman's talking smack to Iron Man. They're gonna throw gloves? Is that the expression? They're gonna throw boxing gloves at each other? Batman, how do I type with boxing gloves on? Hey Stark, if you think you're cool, take off that armor, and what are you? Oh no. We're having a fight. We're having a fight. We're having a fight party. We're having a fight club. I think if I could see any two superheroes fight, I'd want to see Wonder Woman and Squirrel Girl fight. I think that'd be a good time. Billionaire, genius, and philanthropist. Philanthropist. Isn't Batman also a billionaire? Or is he just a millionaire? And what is a philanthropist, even? Like, philanthropist. Let me break it down into its Greek roots. Philanthropy isn't that the study of humans? No, that's anthropology. Is it some sort of business studies? Okay, we're gonna look it up. Because I feel stupid. Philanthropy. Now, while I wait for that to load, I'm going to push this thing around. Philanthropy, the desire to promote the welfare of others, expressed especially by the generous donation of money to good causes. So, technically, voice is still cracking as an adult male. Iron Man and Batman are both rich philanthropists, right? Then I dare you to fight me without the armor. Does Batman wear armor? I'm sure he wears armor in some continuities. I feel like it would behoove him to wear armor all the time. If he doesn't, I don't know why he wouldn't, because he doesn't have super strength or anything like that. Batman's whole thing is like he needs prep time, right? So like, I feel like if Batman and and Iron Man did fight suitless and armorless, I feel like they wouldn't be too unevenly matched. I do still think Batman would probably win, but that's just because he like works out, right? I don't know. I feel like we've seen Batman working out probably more than Iron Man. Because Iron Man generally doesn't have to worry about it because he has the suit. Whereas Batman kind of doesn't have to worry about it because he's got like all his tools, his tool belt and stuff, but he still kind of does have to worry about it since he doesn't wear armor for some reason. Batman should wear armor. I don't know why Batman doesn't just wear armor all the time. Kids, chill. Both of you are rich and smart. See, Deadpool knows what's up. They're both cool and smart. I don't need an armor. Heck, I don't need powers to fight villains. One could argue that intelligence is a superpower. One could argue that that's the most powerful superpower. That's why so many people are like, yeah, if Batman was given enough prep time, he could take on Superman. Whoa, why did he do that? Just want to climb up. Okay, there we go. All right, the goal ring's right there. We got this. God, they're going to get to the end of this stage, and then we're going to call it a night. Just got to not fall off and die. And not get killed by ghosties. Hopefully, if I make my way over here, they'll just follow me here, because I don't want to have to fight them on this, like, precarious, these, like, floating platforms that I could easily fall off of. Oh, I hate that they, like, float away from you. It's so scary. I don't want to fall. So scary. What happened to the non-superheroes in the chat? Why is it all superheroes now? I'm so sorry, man. These are my friends that always argue in social media because one is an Iron Man fan and one is a Batman fan. It's fine. I'm just glad people are hanging out and hopefully having a good time. You guys having a good time? I'm mostly having a good time. I would like to be done with this game. I feel like it's much longer than it has to be. I was really enjoying the first 4 or 5 hours or so, more or less. But also it has ups and downs, a lot of ups and downs, because I love the day stages so much, but the night stages can be so annoying, especially because of the live system. Like, if I didn't die as much and I was better at the game, it wouldn't be quite as annoying. But they're just so... No! See? He, like... I just pressed square once to hit the enemy, and he, like, flung himself off the platform. It's so annoying. I just gotta be super careful. Super duper careful. I gotta draw them into me. But they, like, try to draw me into them. Oh, it's so scary. I hate this. I hate this so much. I'm just so cool. I'm the face of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Well, isn't Batman so cool? He's the face of the DC Universe? I don't know. I feel like you guys are on pretty level playing fields. I personally prefer the MCU, but I think that's just because it's sillier. And I'm more into happy-go-lucky silly stuff. Not as much into the grimdarky try-hard stuff like Sonic EXE. But I feel like the characters themselves, like Batman, was way more popular than Iron Man for so many years. And then Iron Man kind of only got popular because of the MCU. But then the MCU was so much better than the DC universe that it, like, easily made up for it. Oh my god, this guy's so annoying. Just get over here. Oh, there we go. I should have tried that a long time ago. I forgot that I could pick up and throw people. Did we do it? Nope, one more. Die. Get over here. Get over here. Okay, now did we do it? Please tell me that's it. Nope. Oh my god, stop it with that. So sick of this. So Iron Man, you're the face of the MCU. Well, don't forget Spider-Man is the face of Marvel. That's true. Like, I guess you can't really call Iron Man the face of the MCU anymore since he's not around anymore. Without the MCU, you were nothing, Stark. Spider-Man is always the best Marvel character there is. I mean, even though Batman's sort of the face of the DC universe, I do sort of feel like people could argue that Superman is the best DC character there is. Anyway, thanks for sticking around tonight. Thanks for arguing superhero characters. This is fun. Have to do this again sometime. Hopefully there's more to talk about next week, because this game got a little bit stale, but I don't know, still a fun stream. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Thanks, Batman. Thanks, Iron Man. Thanks, Deadpool. Thanks, Ryan, and who else was here? Tutorlini. Palu was here for a bit. Yeah, I plan on streaming again next week. Check out my scripted videos if you haven't already. I put a lot of time and effort into those, so I'd appreciate you checking those out. Or not, if that's not your thing. I'm trying to stream every weekend now, either Saturday or Sunday, so I'll be here. And yeah, have a good night.